Welcome once again to Chill Filtered, the podcast where we usually drink whiskey. Today we're not, so you better be, and that's why we like you. On this week's episode, it is definitely a different episode for us. It's the second time around Cole's been in this position. This is kind of my swan song. This is me. My last actual episode with Cole for a while. I still plan on being involved, but more importantly, don't you stop being involved. Yeah, turn your light on, Cole. Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Don't stop being involved. Hit us up on Instagram. That's where we do a lot of our talking and stuff like that. And hit us up on patreon.com/chillfilter. Keep supporting the show.
Yep.
Cole is, we'll talk more about it later, but Cole is planning on going forward with some things, doing lots of the great stuff he always does. So please, it's probably going to be better without me. So you better stay involved. Don't drop off now and then come back. Don't be the guy who's walking to the parking lot when all of a sudden you hear your team made a touchdown and an onside kick and you try to come running back into the stadium, folks, because we're gatekeeping that. You're not getting back in. We're not stamping hands, folks. Don't you dare leave us. Other than that, that's the business. Let's get to the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I guess.
How you doing, Cole? How are things for you, man?
It's been a hard week, man.
Yeah.
There's a few things going on for sure. And I don't want to be a downer. But I guess one of the big things on my mind, besides your decision to work through some things for the time being, my dad is diagnosed with cancer.
Oh no!
As of this past week, so that's been hard on my mind.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry.
And we don't know how. I don't know how bad it is yet. I have a feeling my dad might know, but it's been hard to get a hold of him a little bit. But I've talked to him a few times since the diagnosis, and I love him and want him to do well. But yeah, that's kind of been hard this past week or so.
But if you don't mind me asking, what kind of cancer? Where's it at?
He's got some bladder cancer going down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it has spread a little bit.
Okay.
So that's hard too.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah.
And then I on top of him like, see ya. Gosh, I'm sorry. That's a hard
week. There was some work stuff too that was like, oh, this is hard.
Yeah.
There was like one other thing too that I was like, oh, this is a lot. But here we are.
Did you bush your beans at work and had to go home?
Oh, that's what it was. I bushed my beans at work and I had to go home and change my pants. But yeah, I mean, I've in a way, I think to myself, I've gone through worse. And in some ways I have, in some ways I haven't. But yeah, in terms of a week, that's been my week for you.
I'm sorry. That is that's a rough one.
Yeah. That's How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I think, so I've come to the realization that I am an all or nothing kind of a person at times.
Mm-hmm.
And I've let the pendulum swing too far in the direction of whiskey as a hobby, turning into whiskey too much. And, come to the realization, like, I need to restore some balance in my life. I need to look after my health and just kind of figure things out. So definitely, I think taking a step back from the podcast in a drinking way is going to help a lot. Just because, like, it's one of those things where it's like, I can be very habitual, and it's like, oh, well, I'm gonna have a drink tomorrow. I'll have a drink tonight. And I had a drink yesterday. I'll have a drink today. And I think, whenever I try to not drink as much, I always think of then I'm like always visiting the liquor store to look for new bottles of whiskey, and then then we got the podcast coming, and then we got the drink along. I'm like, so I feel like I just need to have a time in my life where I'm just like, I'm just not gonna drink. I'm just not gonna think about it, and my health, like I've been the heaviest I've ever been this last year.
Oh, really?
Dude, yeah, I had, and I'm not feeling great. And so it's just one of those things where it's just like, I just need to take a step back, get rid of, because Skittles are a gateway drug to whiskey, and whiskey's a gateway drug to nachos at night. And it's one of those things where I'm like, I just need to put some healthier things in my life. So I feel at the beginning of the week, man, I was really bummed. Like, because I love this community. I love, and people were writing in, giving well wishes, and like, when they send, and I'm not the best communicator, you know this, we all know this. So I didn't really reply to much other than like, hey, thanks for that. And you know, just seeing people be like, man, like that stinks, like I'm really gonna miss your presence, like that meant a lot. So if you were one of those folks, I really appreciate it. If you're one of those people that thought it, I think I felt it, because I felt shame for leaving you. But no, I feel good about my decision, like, and honestly, like, you know, Chelsea, my wife, was like, so are you, like, you craving stuff? I'm like, no, like, I don't think like it was like an addiction level type thing. I think it was more of just like, this is a habit I've gotten myself into, and I just need to break this habit of like, I want to have a drink now. And so I'm feeling good. Like I'm feeling all right. Like it hasn't been tricky or anything like that, but
that's good.
Yeah, so I think, and then going forward, you know, like you and I were just talking, like I still want to be involved in the show. Like, you know, I'll keep editing the podcast. I'll try to do thumbnails again, craft a new artistic expression.
Ooh.
And you know, and possibly if Cole wants me to sit in and just be the third color commentator, I would love to do that, because I love you guys, man. Like I love this community we built, and it's hard. I was telling Cole too, I'm like, it's hard because I feel like, without really working too hard, we did really work and are building something, you know. So I just want to keep that. So anyway, that's that.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know, but I'm feeling good.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I support you. I you know, I want the best for you, for your fam. It sucks, I'll be honest. It sucks.
Yeah.
But you know, I definitely care more about you, your health, your family, your family's health, your family's boogers, your boogers. You can't pick your family's boogers, but you can pick your family. And
eat them.
But
you can eat.
But yeah. Wait, that's the saying. That's the saying.
Yes.
But you can't really pick your family either. So, but you can pick your nose. But
you can't pick your
family's nose.
Cole, you can pick your family.
I can.
I pick you.
I guess you were, you know, you helped pick your family.
Well, no, you, like, just in general, like, would you say we're family, Cole? On some level? Not blood related.
Yeah.
Are you drinking?
I forgot that I had a.
I'm gonna go grab something to drink.
No. It's
honestly,
it's just tea. No, go ahead.
No,
not that I'm like worried about you.
No, I haven't felt like it's been the only time this week I've been like, I kind of want to drink was Friday after school, because it was like that's the, you know, like a Friday after work.
Too.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I bet. Oh man, I'm sorry about your week. Hey, guess what I'm entry buzzing on here though?
Water. D's nuts. Where'd you get those?
Hey, they're at Walmart. They're dill pickle flavored peanuts called D's nuts. Yeah,
I like
delicioso. So cool.
That's good. Yeah.
Moving forward, what's your plan?
Moving forward. Okay, so here's what's going down. First of all, next week we had in mind a interview episode with a co-founder of a whiskey company. You'll see the details next week on Monday. So that'll go on without Robby. That'll just be me and the co-founder next week. But by the time the next week comes around, we're going to be doing some, you know, like, I guess to start things off, you know, I don't feel like I want to stop with Robby taking a break here. I feel like I want to.
You know, I remember several times you said, if you're not doing it, I'm not doing it, Rob. And I was kind of going to hold you to that.
No, yeah. But here's what went through my mind with the decision to move forward is like, you know, we have a decent following. That's for sure.
We have a great following.
We have a lot of samples that have yet to be dranketed.
I know I got to start sending them places.
Yeah, exactly. And then, but then thirdly, you know, we got this momentum, and it's I really know in my depths of my heart that it will not be the same. But I hope, listeners, you can hang in there with us, and I hope that you can fall in love with the next co-host very soon. So here's what's going to happen with the next co-host. I have reached out to a few. I've only reached out to listeners, and only a select few listeners that I would consider potentially continuing on the podcast with. And those will remain nameless until their episode comes around. So what I'm going to do is some test episodes with some of these people. You're going to hear it on the nationwide national podcasting network. And you will be able to give an idea or give
some feedback,
give feedback, but also
get a feel.
just get an idea of who you might want to join us. And so if I haven't reached out to you yet, and you're like, man, I would really love that opportunity. Especially if you're a longtime listener and you really want that opportunity, reach out to me and not just reach out and say, hey, I want to be that. Like, give me a reason and like, give me like state your case. Why should you be the next co-host of Chill Filtered?
And if you're Mitchell,
I would love to hear
reach out and just be like, this guy sucks.
Yeah.
Don't take exactly. Throw shade at other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Run a smear campaign.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if there's anyone out there that's been listening for a while and is just like, hey, I would love to be considered, I'm down. Let's hear it out. So, just send me your the reasons you think I should, and we all should consider you. So I'll take that. And then, but for the select few that have already been reached out to, we are going to do some test episodes, one per. Until we get through them all. My goal is not so much that I need someone who's really big into whiskey or that's really good at tasting or that's just a whiskey fanatic in general. I don't need that. Like Robby and Adam started off both as a true, My Fair Lady experience. Yes, they liked whiskey. Yes, they enjoyed whiskey. But I kind of enjoy just talk about whiskey, whether you know it or not. So I'm not saying you're losing points if you know whiskey. I'm not saying that at all. I just care more about the Shooting the Breeze segment.
If I'm picking up what you're putting down, what you're saying is you can be as incompetent as Robby's been.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then.
No, yeah.
Wow, I thought this would be some feel-good times, but
that's the thing is that at the end of
My Fair Lady, the door hit me where the good Lord split me on my way out, Cole.
Yeah. No. But that's the thing is like you learned, and I didn't need you to learn. You just learned over time.
I can fake funk. We don't fake
funk. And that's the thing is like I want a podcast where we can be real. I think our best compliments never came in the form of you guys really know your whiskey or you guys are really good at tasting whiskey. Our best compliments came in the form of I feel like I'm in the room there with you guys and I appreciate how real you are. And then the whiskey don't hurt, and like in the meantime. So,
okay. Can I add a caveat, Cole? And you can say
please.
Yes or no. Can we just say this is temporary host until
we'll call it
for sure?
Well, we got we'll call it a temporary.
For my heart's sake.
What my goal is if you came back, Robby, it would have to be a 3-person podcast.
Okay.
Because I don't want to like kick someone out, like unless the listeners are like, get rid of them.
We go 3 people until we're like, with bands back together. We're like, we don't need.
And then we'll be like, hey, listen, Johnny, you're out.
Sweet drum machine.
Exactly. We got a sweet drum machine. That's like the Smashing Pumpkins on their Adore album. They just got a drum machine for it. And it was not their best album.
Was that when Jimmy Chamberlain left? That was Jimmy. Yeah.
That was when he got kicked out. Yeah. So we need Jimmy Chamberlain in the band.
Until we
don't want just a silly drum machine for Adore. And Adore wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong. Adore has its songs. But it's certainly no Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness or Siamese Dream. Just saying.
So here's the thing. Working in a middle school, like the thing right now is like 90s stuff. So I'll see tons of like Nirvana shirts and like Sublime shirts and stuff like that.
But you don't see Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness.
I saw one this week. There was a boy, and it's usually girls wearing the shirts, but there was a boy wearing a, and I'm like,
great.
He's
Dude,
got.
That's respect.
I was okay. So then I was like, hey, I don't like. No one ever wears it.
Dude, I wish I had a Melancholy shirt.
I was like, you like Smashing Pumpkins, huh? And he kind of stopped in a second, like, or you just like the shirt? And he goes, oh yeah, a little bit of both. And I was like, oh, you know,
you're like, no. You're like, name 2 songs, and he's like, he's like, Unarmed. No, that's Disarm.
And that was from
Siamese Dream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, and here's the other thing. Listeners. All right, check this out. Okay, well, let me finish up what I was talking about with the
I think we're done. No, I think you finished. Nailed it.
No, I mean that's basically it.
Join
and then
the podcast
then I'm gonna take some feedback from the audience, but I'm not gonna put it up to like a vote. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to be
It's how I feel. It's gonna be
like what do you call it?
qualitative.
Advised by the surveys that go out. So and I'm gonna just choose who I think will just jive best in the one-on-one situation. So, but we got some great peeps. Let me think. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that are going to be at least at this point. But keep in mind, listeners, what's our favorite episode of the year, Robbie?
Christmas.
Christmas is coming. The goose is getting fat. So keep in mind, listeners, and I'm going to switch it up this year. My goal is to, you know how last year we said, hey, we'll give out 2, special bottles. We gave out like a Weller 12 last year. So 2 special bottles for random people that gave gifts. What I'm going to do this year is do 2 special bottles. What's that?
You got entered to a drawing if you gave a gift.
Yes. And then I'm going to give a bottle as well to the best gift.
Oh,
so you'll get one for just being like potentially getting randomly selected, but then the best gift gets a bottle as well. So start thinking hard, peeps. We always love the Christmas episode. So maybe I'll just involve you
Cole's
in that
not too proud to beg.
Yeah, I'm not too proud to beg. So I love gifts. So and then that's it, guys. And for those who are on Patreon, hey, we're keeping the drink alongs going. We're just gonna we might have to take this month off. But get this, everyone, listeners, is that I have the next 3 months already set up. So don't hop off Patreon if you want to keep that up. And maybe if you're like, man, I really loved Robby. Robby's the only reason I was on Patreon. Maybe hang in there just a tiny bit more.
I might show up. I'm going to edit it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
I might even drop sound bites in the middle just to see if Cole's listening all the way through. Like, burp, burp.
That's what I imagine.
I'll just go me and yelling at the kids every once in a while. I'll tell you, these dill pickle flavored D's nuts, peanuts, these are delicious. I probably shouldn't have brought them in because I keep eating them. And it's probably going to have awful mouth sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And the listeners are going to be like, good, glad that guy's gone. This reminds me of Popsicle Gate 2023.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was awful.
But listeners, this is weird. It's weird ending an episode out without doing any sort of other segments. But hang in there. We appreciate you. We're gonna keep things going. I'm not giving up, and Robby's not giving up in his other ways.
Let you down.
Yeah, never gonna turn around and hurt you.
Desert you.
Yeah.
Never gonna make you cry.
Never gonna say goodbye. Yep.
Well, now that you said we're never gonna say goodbye, we should probably
we should probably say goodbye. So, Robby, any last words for now?
Cole, I hope that you continue to have a lot of fun on this show, but not too much fun that you don't miss me.
Yeah. Robby, I know I will never not miss you. Yes. And I hope that the next co-host of this show will know that they are awesome and are going to be part of a great momentous podcast.
Momentarily.
No.
Before
they become a drum machine.
I hope the drum
scare them off, Robby. But anyway.
It is hard. No, it's hard. It's hard to let go. I love this. Anyway,
I believe it.
But most of all, listeners, I hope our love of whiskey lifted your spirits.